have right now. You are the place, my only hope. Yeah, just like the flowers that blew and fall, repeat over and over again. Well, I'm barely breathing and breathing to that ground, but each and every time we all stand up, stop like to yourself and me, true to yourself, and that might be we both can exceed destiny. So let's shout it out. You will feel love, but I'm right by your side. Yeah, just like the flowers that blew and fall, repeat over and over again. Keep the flame alive. I want to see you here right now. You are the place, my only hope. I know, I know, I know. Yeah, we can one day whisper like flowers in the sky. No matter where I'm by your side. I know, I know, I know. You and I, let's fly the souls that we're together. Can't feel my habit, so take my hand to new tomorrow. The crowd back a lot of it, you give me strength and give me pride. To dark the darkness, let's forget all in love. Sparks just like Hibana. Come, light up like Hibana.
A fish! You saw it too, right? There's a nice breeze here. I've got something. Well, that wasn't much of a challenge.
That went pretty well.
Everything looks fine with the lure. All right, let's do this. All right. She's got a good size to her, all told.
That fish put up a fight. Good catch.
Is this what I think it is? Dagnabbit! It got away. Yeah! All right. Anybody could reel in that.
Guess it's important to stay calm.
I've got something. I reeled us in a big one.
I can't believe you caught that with a rod. Amazing.
I'm always amazed what healing arts can do.
Just doing my job.
Hey. Is it just me, or have those two barely spoken a single word to one another?
I know, right? But after everything that happened with Miguel, is it really any wonder?
Kinda puts a damper on the whole journey though, huh? How long do you think they're gonna keep this up?
If it bothers you that much, why don't you ask them?
Why do I have to ask?
How come you walk together like that?
She really doesn't beat around the bush.
You mean Kisara and myself?
You hadn't noticed? You've been practically joined at the hip ever since we left Vicente.
I guess it's force of habit, most likely. I was always ready to protect him, should the need arise. It sort of came with the job description.
Right. From being in the Elder Menancia Guard. Although, Dohalim's pretty capable of defending himself, isn't he?
Having guards doesn't necessarily mean the one being guarded is weak. No one's perfect all the time.
Even so, it's not like they're entirely wrong, Kisara. You're no longer in my employ, after all.
I don't know. I mean, if it's what she's used to and you're both comfortable with it, then who are we to judge?
But she doesn't serve him anymore. It isn't normal for her to keep following him around like she still does.
You know, she's probably right. And a lot has changed over the last few days. I guess it wouldn't hurt to rethink our relationship in light of the new circumstances. Perhaps I'll give it some thought after all. Does that sound all right by you?
Of course.
You might want to stop asking his permission for every little thing while you're at it.
Sorry. It's not that easy, shaking off old habits. I'll probably need a little time to get fully used to it. I've noticed that sometimes we come across enemies who fight like you, and try to dodge our attacks at the last second.
I hate those guys. I can get some hits in when they move into attack, but otherwise they slip past damn near everything else I throw at them.
If what you're seeking is a way to more reliably hit them, there is a solution.
Try to outclass them on reflexes?
I possess the ability to command Earth elemental beings to some extent. They emerge as the land itself and take root on my command. They will swiftly bind the enemies, at which point you can dispatch them.
Huh?
What he means is that he can make plants grow to hold the enemies in place. At least I think that's probably what he's saying.
I'm glad at least one of us understands him. So basically, if we find an enemy that likes to dodge, we should let Dohalim handle it.
I shall do what I can within my modest means to help.
You can never be too prepared. But did we have to spend so much? Why are you looking at me like that?
That armor you wear is standard issue for the Menancian Guard, right?
Originally, I've added some flair to it in a lot of places.
I noticed, especially with that open back.
We guardsmen pride ourselves on never showing our back to our enemies. It's my way of making myself live up to that. Plus, it makes it that much lighter and easier to maintain.
Dohalim, do you have anything to say about this?
Every guardsman is allowed to wear their armor as they see fit.
And you, La?
Huh? Why are you asking me?
This should definitely keep you guys full.
I'll see you again tomorrow. Well, off we go.
Get lost!
It's over!
Light after fire!
Come one, come all!
Mirage!
Raging
Take
sword!
this!
If they rush you, you gotta jump for cover, okay? This one's mine! There!
I'm on it!
I'm only getting
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's
No,
for.
that's my one.
Get behind me.
Got it! I'll leave it to you! Destruction!
I never miss!
That gun of yours is real handy in a pinch.
It takes a true marksman to use.
Well, I can't think of anyone better than you,
Now!
Xion.
Glacial Spear! Frozen!
Hammer!
Searing Flame! Reload! I'm out of ammo! Freeze Lancer! I'm on one more time! Air Thrust!
Let's refrain from losing.
No choice! You're mine! You're finished!
I can carve through armor!
Destruction!
Reload! Here,
Take
let me
this.
help far enough! Hot aim! This world!
Damn it!
Do it!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! There! One more! Mega Ray!
A charge like that could easily be fatal.
Just as well, I'm here to stop it.
Can't get out of this!
Do it!
Tear you apart! Destruction!
Here! I'm on a roll!
Do it!
You picked the wrong fight!
I'm not really built for close quarter combat.
Hold up. Is this as valuable as I think it is?
Let's dispose of the trash.
Talon Hurricane! Destruction!
Mega Ray!
Severing Wind!
Mega Ray!
Mirage! It's not!
Talon
Take
Hurricane!
it! You're finished!
Waterfall! Hear me! Flame Lancer!
You're mine!
Glacial Spear! Piercing Punch! Don't mind if I do!
Severing Wind!
Freeze Lancer!
Take this!
Let
I'll
the
stop its
marksman
charge.
handle this! Thanks, Kisara! This is
Take this! You're finished! Crush!
There's more where that came from.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
I just noticed none of you other Danans have spirit cores. Why is that?
Both of my parents were part of the resistance in Calaglia. In fact, my birth was kept a secret from the Renans.
Mine too. We always lived in hiding, so I never had a spirit core embedded in me like I was supposed to.
What about you, Alphen? You were a slave in Calaglia before all this, weren't you?
To be completely honest, I'm not sure why I don't have one. All the other Danan slaves around me did. I was the only exception. They tended to keep their distance from me to avoid attracting any attention from the soldiers, because of my mask and all. What about you, Kisara? Do you still have your spirit core?
No. I was able to find a good Renan doctor who's sympathetic to our kind, and had them remove it before I left. They did such a great job, the procedure didn't even leave a scar.
One of the benefits of coexistence, huh?
I know that once the spirit vessel was shut down, there wasn't much need for me to hurry. But still, I didn't like having that mark of servitude lingering on me any longer than I had to. It may sound a little strange to hear me say this, but I'm just me now. Not a guardsman or a slave. I'm my own woman. And this is my chance to have a new beginning.
This sure is one rugged road. You'd think they'd keep this at least a little better maintained, right?
Why spend energy fixing that which is rarely used? Repairs require time and effort, which in our world means slaves, often in great numbers. For you, it may be a simple request, but that can quickly become another's difficult burden. Nobody gains anything without someone expending effort.
And you know, somehow that someone always ends up being a Dahnan, while the Renans are the ones who gain.
True enough. Ideally, in a perfect world, I think it's only fair that the ones who need it should be the ones to perform the work.
However, when doing so could be dangerous like it is here, there are many who would prefer that it be others who risk their lives in their stead.
So, what you're saying is that people will just put up with the inconvenience until someone else comes along to fix it for them?
Indeed. And it is those who can no longer bear that feeling that inevitably take action. Much like the Dahnans in our group do so now. As strange as it may be to hear such a thing from the likes of myself.
It's true that most of the Dahnans in Calaglia have been resigned to just accepting things as they are. Still, we can't just blame them for...
What are you making that face for? You're not worn out already, are you?
Nah, just regretting I ever said anything in the first place.
Finally, some open space again.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this.
You're finished!
You pesky airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
Armor won't save you!
Here I come! It's over! You're mine!
Can't get out of this!
Annihilation! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that thing.
Yes, my lady?
Something you wanted to... I feel stronger. I mean, a bit.
Good. We're counting on you, Rinwell.
On me? Well, I'll do my best.
All right.
There's nowhere to run from my arm. When he slows down, that's our chance.
It's like trying to keep up with a wall.
Try this on for size. Now we're not.
This one's mine!
I'm not done. Destruction! Sonic thrust! Pierce through! Sonic thrust! Now! Eagle Fly!
Here I
No
go!
further!
This one's
Destruction!
over! Annihilation!
Sonic Fly! Freeze! Here I come! You're finished! Blow away! You're mine!
You require a help.
Annihilation!
Here I come!
Going in!
You're finished!
Take this!
I'm just getting Tiger Blade! Here's evil!
Destruction! Sonic thrust! Pierce through! Rolling strike!
Tiger Blade!
Here I come! Crumble!
Mega Ray! This one's mine!
Can't get out of this!
Mega Ray! Big Blast!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Got some interesting moves there, Dohalim. I'm glad you're on our side.
I'm simply glad to hear that I can make myself useful to you all. Huh?
What's wrong?
We seem to have come across some rather unusual objects.
What, you mean that pile of garbage?
No mere garbage, I assure you. Still, I've never seen anything shaped like it before. I'm intrigued.
Are you curious about this stuff, Rinwell?
Yeah. I think he might have found some old Danon relics. They look like the remains of a bunch of objects that disappeared after the Renans first invaded.
And yet here I am, holding them without so much as a second thought. I imagine the sight must be unsettling to you.
Not really, just that it must be nice to be a Renan who has time to indulge in stuff like that, unlike the rest of us.
Are you interested in this stuff too, Dohalim?
Charmed may be a better turn of phrase. I simply love objects that can give me a sense of what their maker was thinking, the history that went into their creation. You see, we Renans have hardly any such objects that trace back to our distant past.
I still don't understand what you two find so intriguing about it, though.
Why not? We're talking about our own culture here.
I get that, but it's not like this stuff is any use now, does it? It's just old. Real old.
Oh, but it does. Holding it in your hands like this, one can feel and engage with the distant past in a way no history book can ever accomplish.
I'll take your word for it. Well, seeing as it's Danon history, just make sure you're careful with it. All right, Dohalim?
But of course.
I sense a strange power from this.
We can really make weapons with this?
Finally, some open space again.
Ow!
Here I come!
Burn it right! Water! Talon Hurricane! Rip and tear!
Let me
Here I
wait,
come!
I got it.
It's over!
I'll take out the legs with my
Now you
shield.
see what I can do!
Destruction! You picked the wrong fight!
We're on the home stretch now.
Don't take your eyes off the prize.
I'm quite aware without you reminding me.
Do it!
Go for it!
Prepare to crumble!
Think we overdid it?
Not by a long shot.
Mega Ray!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me. Don't get complacent. We should be able to cook here.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
Don't get careless.
Don't tell me!
Denied!
Swallow dance!
It's over!
Mega Ray!
On guard!
Don't mind if I do. I'm not so good with airborne targets.
You picked the wrong fight! Here I come! It got fired!
I've got it.
Here and
Let
now!
a marksman handle it. Going in.
Severing
Okay, when did I get so popular?
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
See that?
That training's paying off!
Glacial Spear. Here's going in.
Take this!
Destruction!
Freeze Lancer.
Watch this! This one's mine!
Going in. Glacial Spear. Here's
Destruction!
evil.
Crush!
Freeze
Flint!
Lancer.
Here I
Make it
come!
rain!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclops! Wow! Look what I just found.
Visibility along this path will remain limited for some time. Take care not to get ambushed.
I'm surprised you know the terrain here so well. Lords don't strike me as having much time for wandering in the woods.
Sometimes I would take strolls along here when I wished to be alone.
You always did have a bad habit of disappearing without telling any of us guardsmen.
Oh man, I hope I live long enough to regret this.
Destruction! Crush! Severing Wind! You're mine! You're finished!
Glacial Spear.
You're mine!
Ready and
You're
quick!
finished!
Flying freak! Why can't they just sit still?
Sia, can you take care of them?
No sooner said than done.
Rip and tear!
No escape!
Ready.
Make it rain!
I'm on chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
See you continue on in that vein.
My lady?
Something you wanted to say?
You picked the wrong fight!
Right
Here I come!
Far enough!
It's over!
Do it!
Get toasty!
Bird strike! Step back! This one's all law!
It's so hilly around here. I can feel my feet getting blisters.
That's mountain hiking for you. It can be pretty tough if you're not used to these sorts of trails.
I take it you're comfortable with them then?
Oh yeah. We used to run up and down these slopes all the time for our training exercises.
Damn. You weren't messing around.
Gotta break through! I'm not first!
Take this! I'll tear you apart!
Glacial Spear. Here's evil.
Win!
Going in. It's a duel of the arts.
You're mine! It's over!
Here I come! Airborne scoundrels! Hey! Blow them away!
I know fine weapon material when I see it.
Gotta break through! You're mine! I'm on! Destruction! Severing Wind!
Radiant here. This one's mine.
It's time! Here I come! It's over!
I can carve through armor! No complaints here!
I never miss. Going in.
Destruction!
Take your way. Annihilation. That's right.
Burn!
This one's mine.
Here I come!
Tiger
You're
Blade.
finished!
Swallow dance.
Going in.
Next!
These little ones are hard.
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
This should come in handy when crafting weapons.
Make it rain!
I'll trip it up.
Does it! Magna Ray!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah! Nice technique!
First aid!
The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that! Going in!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw! I'm on it!
Take it! Prototype speed! Going in!
I'm not done!
Going in! One's mine!
Do it! Gion!
Get toasty!
Burn strike!
Ready
Right.
here!
I can carve. Now I'm in the groove.
You're finished!
Lightning!
Burn in hell!
Make it rain!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I can feel my precision improving.
This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Devastation!
Tiger Blade! One shot!
Eternal devastation!
Tiger Blade!
Take this!
Look shot! Searing Flame! Reload!
In a vine?
Tiger Blade! Flame of
Take
Fury!
this!
Strike!
This one's mine!
Here's the evil! Dreams!
Here I come!
Tiger Blade!
Eternal devastation! Win!
Here's a healing
Make it
art!
rain!
Totally! In an instant! Impact Claw!
Here's a healing art!
Look shot! Leave the target!
I'm not done!
Hurricane!
Crush! It's over!
Watch and bleed!
You're mine!
I'm gone!
This one's all mine!
Do it!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! I've been doing really great lately. Get behind me!
Take this!
Ready and
You're
ready.
finished!
Annihilation! Here! Flame of Fury! Burning Strike!
Crush!
Tiger Blade!
I'll smash you!
Severing wind!
Hurricane! I'll finish you here and
This
now!
one's mine!
Eternal devastation!
Where are you going?
Severing wind!
I'll tear you
You're
apart!
mine!
Hear me!
It's yours!
Taking too many hits!
Burning Strike!
Prepare to be sealed, though. Actually, perhaps bound is more appropriate.
Let's talk more doing!
You'll pay for that!
Okay,
Here I go!
Down!
You're finished!
Look sharp!
Crush!
I'll bring you back from
Eternal
Tiger Blade!
devastation! Try harder! Eternal devastation! You picked the wrong fight!
Here, let
Here
me
I
help!
come!
Not in your dreams!
Astral
Make it rain!
That's my cue!
Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Did it!
Yeah! Nice technique!
Look sharp! Take this!
Here I come!
Tiger Blade!
Look sharp!
Do it!
Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Glacial Spear!
Not
Here's the
again.
evil!
No
Ready to
escape!
go!
Far enough!
Freeze
Here I
Laser!
come! Crush!
This one's mine!
Eternal
Do it now!
devastation!
Bridwell!
Frozen!
Hammer!
How's that for a kick? I'm getting better, right?
Quite. I'll be relying on your fancy footwork.
Does fancy footwork mean running away like a chicken?
No!
You're quite the gunslinger.
I have to be, in this world.
Don't worry, I've got your back.
More Danon runes here too, I see.
What were people even thinking back then? Trying to build anything around here.
Maybe they just had that much time and energy on their hands.
Gotta break through! Come on! Be still! Elusive deity! Tornado rod! Elusive deity!
This one's mine!
Begin! Pounce it! Begin! Take this! Elusive deity! I'll face you! Watch this! I'll face you! Rising Walker! Smash you! I'll face you! I'm surrounded! No further! Rising Falcon!
Freeze Lance!
Rising Walker!
Not on my watch! On
You shouldn't have messed with me! Can you take it?
Rising Falcon!
Tornado drop!
Burn!
I'm on it! I'll tear you apart!
Not so fast!
Gravitas Field!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Is there anything more magnificent than the musculature of a warrior? Perhaps it is in search of this perfect beauty that I myself am drawn into battle.
I sure have built up a sweat with this hike.
Rest assured, we have reached the top. It's all downhill from here, quite literally.
So Mahag Sar's just up ahead then?
Indeed. If you look, across this mountain is the Lord's Keep.
My heart skipped a beat there. What? What's this place here? Some kind of old house?
I don't know about that. If I had to guess, it probably served as some kind of shrine.
So still a house, in a sense. Just for a god. opponent like this should be easy.
Take it! Come on! Like bait to them! Elusive deity! I'll thank you!
Reload!
I'll thank you!
Glacial Spear! Let the Guardsmen handle this!
Elusive
This
deity!
one's mine!
I'll thank you!
Reload! I'm out of ammo! First aid!
Can you take it?
Watch him!
Can you take it? Elusive deity! Tornado drive! Benediction light! Here!
Reload! Lightning!
Ignite!
Benediction light!
Reload! I'm out! I'm all stuffed up!
Light!
Demon Fang!
I'll face you! I'm on it! Pound it!
Sabotage field!
Elusive deity! Tornado drive!
I see what I can do!
I'm on
I
it!
can handle it.
No further!
Be still!
Begin!
Be still!
I'll face you!
Rising Falcon!
Elusive deity! Tornado drive! Not so fast!
Do it! Astral energy! Full throttle!
So I still had room to grow. Through these lands most verdant green, my eyes alight for sights unseen. In Menancia, pure and pristine.
What is it you see exactly?
That's not for me to say.
This will be a delicious piece of cake!
Any more of this and I'll burn out.
All in! Steel Force! First strike! Steel!
Blow away!
Power of water!
Big blast!
That's
It does it!
Don't mind if I do!
Steel!
Reload! I'm out! I'm all stuffed up!
Big blast!
Annihilation! Wind Amulet!
away!
Where that came from!
I'm on it!
Dance in the
I'll
wind!
run you through!
Now,
I'm on it!
it's over! You are in tip-top shape!
As soon as I'm done here, come help out.
How could a girl ever say no?
These little ones are hardly worth our time.
Less talking, more pummeling.
Cut them apart to your heart's content.
Denied!
Finish it!
Farewell! Demons descend! Flashing fang! My concentration is dwindling. Perhaps I'm tired.
What could this be? There!
No choice. I'm on it. You're done!
Now you see what I can do!
Glacial Spear!
All in you!
You picked the wrong fight.
Eat this! You're done! First strike!
Take this!
No further!
Finish it!
Xion, Astral Energy, full throttle! Here I go!
Here I come!
Mega
Devastation!
Arch Steel!
away!
Confiscated!
Big Blast! Eat this!
I'll hit you!
Demon Blast! Double Demon
Freeze
Blast!
Blast now!
Go away!
Astral Energy!
Say no more.
We managed to pull through.
Finally, some open space again.
There are still so many creatures we don't know about.
Have you been writing stuff down about what we fight?
Yep. It's actually pretty fun to observe them from afar.
Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while? You worried about what's going on with Menancia?
What makes you think that?
Well, you were speaking to Kisara earlier, weren't you?
It's rude to listen in on others, you know.
Sorry. I didn't hear what you two were actually talking about, though. I just figured it was Menancia since it was the two of you.
I am but a former lord who has abandoned his post. I'm no longer in a position to lead the realm in any capacity whatsoever. Yet Kisara still seeks out my opinions, knowing full well that is the case. This despite the fact I am no longer her master either.
Couldn't it be precisely because you're not her master anymore? It's natural for friends to want to hear each other's opinions.
I hadn't considered that possibility.
It's funny what you miss sometimes.
Hardly uncommon among artistic types such as myself. When lordships are decided based solely on one's astral energy, it can lead to funny results.
But even so, you still took your job as lord seriously, didn't you?
Certainly. I learned to perform my functions. However, I was less interested in ruling, so much as avoiding life and death decisions. Of course, such a mentality in the end led only to sickening pain and death taking place elsewhere out of sight. I pretended not to see or hear any of it, content to let our supposed peace and equality keep me blind and deaf to reality. I was a fool.
But you're making amends.
I would like to think so. The path ahead is dark, yet I still walk on. I merely pray that I shan't fall down any holes along the way. We'd best get ready for tomorrow. Shall we get moving?